Hello everyone, it's the Instant Match Reaction Show. It was Crystal Palace 0, Liverpool 7.
Say it again, baby.
Set. Another language's way of saying one more than 6. What a game. I can't quite process it all. I've just gone and found the highlights and watched just the goals because you've only got
There's so many to remember.
Exactly.
They're all amazing for all different reasons.
Yeah, a glut of fantastic goals.
What's your favourite?
Bobby Firmino counter-attacking one.
Yeah, same.
Yeah. Just because we'd had a couple of opportunities in the build-up to that where the counter-attack had broken down, and I think we deliberately shifted to be a bit more counter-attacking, to soak up, to draw Crystal Palace out. And look, that could have gone spectacularly wrong. You know, there's a couple of good chances,
Not
Palace,
today.
but not today. No, very far from it. Everything about it, you know, it's Trent flicking it out in the corner.
It's just after the Van Aanholt stuff as well.
Bobby Firmino setting us free down the left-hand side, and then
It was the biggest one too I've ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. But again, from Bobby Firmino, just wonderful. Yeah, they're the goals there. The finish itself is quite cool. I still watch it back and can't quite fathom how he's managed to right-footed knock that past the goalkeeper from there. But it's just the impudence of the whole thing. It's a proper counter-attacking goal. I genuinely love it.
Yeah, it's amazing, mate. From start to finish, like Trent's ball was like a little dink. That was impudent in itself, wasn't it? And then Bobby with the outside of the boot, ball to Robbo, and the pass from Robbo, because it's not a cross, it's a pass. It's a long pass, and he puts it exactly where Bobby's arriving, and then the skill to take that with that one touch and do that, it's unbelievable. And listen, you were talking, Paul, before about how Bobby Firmino in that game was trying to get into those areas and stuff. And I wonder whether, and it's hard to tell, it's one game, but I just wonder whether playing with Taki rather than Salah has allowed him to do that, or maybe just thought maybe he thinks to himself, well, I need to do that because we've not got Mo on the pitch.
We'll never truly know. My overriding feeling is I think he's certainly been pointing more in that direction in the last couple of games. I mean, look at the midweek game against Spurs. But I think your point an interesting one regardless is that you're right. You were geared towards letting Mo Salah score goals, and it's funny because Salah still manages to get himself 2 goals in the game as well, but
and an assist.
Yeah, and I look the Firmino stuff is I think a lot of it is just. He's just back to enjoying football, and I think goal scoring carries a lot of pressure with it, and I don't think it's a pressure that he normally feels, but it's a bit like, I don't know, it's like anything. It's like when you do something regularly and you kind of, if you do like a job over and over again, after a while you become better at that job and you get better and better, but sometimes your fundamentals go. So like you forget like there's some couple of key things that got you where you are, and you got, and I think Bobby had that, but it wasn't a problem, and then it became a problem, and all of a sudden, like, he's been the topic of conversation a bit too much over the last year about his goal scoring. And it's funny because obviously it's the anniversary of Qatar. You know, we had a week of like looking back on that in our timelines and what have you. And look, he basically wins us the Club World Cup with his goals in both of those games. So we know he's got it in him, but I think what he's kind of done is gone, oh, well, okay, well, I'll just go and score some more goals then. Yeah, okay, yeah, go for it. And this for me is the closest we've had to 17, 18 Bobby Firmino in a couple of seasons. I don't think he's going to come close to reaching those goal scoring heights.
Is that 5 in the league now?
I don't know. I'll check that out. But it's unless you know and you just ask.
No.
It's but that's important. I said this before. I said this during the match. Everyone needs to chip in more, and Bobby will find himself, because let's look at Minamino as an example. Comes in, gets the early goal, brilliant. That's, again, I think it's as good as if it's not his best performance, name me another one, and it's only ever going to be as good as that at best. When Minamino's like that, I think it gives Bobby a bit of an impetus, because I still think, even though we didn't play him there, I think he's still being bought as the Firmino understudy. And if he's getting on the score sheet and playing well, then that's another reason for Bobby to go that extra yard.
he starts on the wing, of course, doesn't he? But he's in the centre when he gets his goal. You know, he's right in the middle of the box when Mane plays the ball to him, and he's looking to try and get into those areas. And that's the one thing that you can say with Taki of all of his performance when he started in the front three. He's always had a shot just on the edge of the 6-yard box quite centrally. So it's clearly something that he's very good at, whether it's just finding that little bit of space. And it feels like quite often he's just a little bit like Keita was when he first came in. He had those shots, the Leicester one. Like, you know, if that Leicester one had gone in, and Taki's got into those areas time and time again, not actually managed to, you know, get an important goal for us. That was a massively important goal for us. And 3 touches in 0.2 of a second was pretty incredible, to be fair, for his goal.
No, absolutely brilliant. And that is exactly what he needed. And I said this before the match, I'm not looking for Taki Minamino to be as good as, to have the impact that Jota's had. It would be amazing if he did that. Like, that's what I want, but I'm not looking for him to be that because, again, to ask for 5 world-class forwards for 3 positions, I just feel like I'm being a bit greedy, and there's nothing wrong with being greedy. I'm happy to have my cake and eat it. I didn't get this physique without having that attitude. So I bought Minamino. I just want him to be able to. I want him to not stand out for a bit in some respects. I want him to come in and play at a solid level, but he did more than that. He went beyond that for this game, which I think is really encouraging. One little note, actually, we got a comment I saw it, which sparked in my mind there from Rudy Rye, said the picnic kit. There was a talk a couple of weeks ago about it being until a kit. You get a good result in a kit, there's always a kit that, it's the kit's fault, blah, blah, blah. There's so many things we've put to bed with that result. We've put to bed the 7-2 Aston Villa thumping, we've put to bed Istanbul, and we've put to bed the idea that we've got an unlucky kit. Liverpool is brilliant.
Yeah, and maybe this will be our new orange kit where we used to score 7 in games all the time when we had the orange kit, like, you know what I mean? But it's a funny thing. I don't really buy into it. I know a lot of people do and stuff like that. Like, I think that's probably Ferguson's fault, to be honest with you, in the mid-90s with the black kits as well and the grey kits and the sharp view cam and all that type of stuff that he was kicking off about at the time. But, you know, that the kit doesn't matter there, the players do. They're the ones who go out there and make that result. And again, I say it, they had to earn the right to get that result. It wasn't an easy first half, and we'll forget about that as time goes on. We will. We just will. It'll just become a 7-0, but it was a hard 7-0 to begin with.
Yeah, break out like that. And I'm glad Hodgson didn't do it in any way, shape or form, which is very unlike him. But we were prepared to break out that FIFA gif of them lifting the non-trophy. You know, Crystal Palace were the better side from minute 5 to minute 40. Way brilliant, well done. But you're right. If we had to, it wasn't easy going. You could look at 7-0, and people will do this as it goes on because it's going to go in the history books as it our biggest away win. Certainly
on top flight.
Yeah. So it will be remembered. Liverpool are still breaking records, which, when given how many records they've broken over the last 2 seasons leading up to this, 2 or 3, it's mad that we've still got more to break. But here we go, and people will maybe look at that and go, "Oh well, Crystal Palace, we just bash them everywhere. We never." Palace gave us
not many teams do that to them. No one does that to them. No. Not like that. They're a good.
Well, you laughed about Roy. Somebody said, many of our haven't had this biggest defeat in our career, and you were, you're not sure though, are you, Roy? I bet he probably is though. Like, because Roy Hodgson's sides, the way he sets teams up, you're right. That is the point of his existence. Yeah. If that happened to his teams often, he would never have a job. So that's mega to go and do that to a Roy Hodgson team. Mega.
Very bank.
Yeah, mega. Fucking mega. Fucking mega. Mad for it, lad. No, it is. But it is though. That's the point about it. Is we've just played a team that's modus operandi is to stop you scoring goals and to beat you on the counter attack, and we've actually flipped that on it completely.
I'm going to have a look at the stats and stuff now because I'm actually quite interested. But I don't remember them having an opportunity in the second half. Not like they had loads in the first half. Let's have a little look now. Yeah. Sorry, have we got the iPad up, mate? Yeah. So in the first half, they had 4 shots, 3 of which were on target. In the second half, 1 shot, none on target. So we even stopped them doing that. And that was the time when, for the first part of the half, they needed to come out. The game wasn't done at the start of the second half. Mm-hmm. And yet, it was all Liverpool.
Yeah, we just went out and did it and done them. And you're right, it's just genuinely fantastic because again, Palace still offered threats. There's times where Trent's having to get back and things that matter. Put some great last ditch bits in. Fabinho did the same in the second half. They got into promising positions, so they never just went threw their hands up in the air and sulked for the rest of the game. Palace still played the game out. There's a couple of moments where you're going, Oh no, I really want the clean sheet here as they're striding towards our box. But again, we dealt with it really well. We managed the game expertly, better than we have done a lot of games this season. It's about time we did that. I mean, we did that to them at Anfield after restart. We absolutely took the game away from them. And it was timing wise, in how it's gone, particularly in this week. That is just. I mean, we've got the rest of the Red Men team in the other rooms with like the score updates on, and just laughing because he was asked, like, Man City. It's time we record this, Man City just going to goal up. What asked? Not asked.
Don't need to be either, do we? And look, I think for Palace there, I mean, I found it quite interesting listening to Steve McManaman and Joe Cole after the game. And what I thought was really good, actually, I'm going to give Joe Cole a bit of credit here. He actually said the words, "This is the hardest part of my job," when calling the character and the mentality of the Crystal Palace players in. Because he said, like, look, they've got good characters in that team, but their heads dropped and, they'll be asking questions. I didn't see that watching it live myself, and I'm not there and I'm not hearing it. Maybe he can hear them being loud and then not being loud and stuff like that. So it's a different thing. But it didn't feel to me like Palace did.
There's a couple of little...
No. I mean, we were clearly better, but they didn't down tools for me.
There's a couple of moments, and you maybe wonder, like, how does Jordan Henderson arrive completely unmarked at the edge of the box? You know what I mean? For a shot, they're the kind of things that you don't normally have in that regard.
That's Trent's the midfielder, maybe not. I just go, but you don't see it.
Trent's got space, Henderson's got space. They're the kind of things that maybe. And there's a couple of moments where Eze, I thought, was outstanding for them at times. You can beat one man, you beat two men, and then it breaks down, and you just go... Instead of like, right, never mind, that's fine, that happens, I'll go again. But that's what Liverpool have got, and you can see it, all the post-match reaction to it has been this. Roy Hodgson's reaction, I think there's some of their players talking about it afterwards. It's all Liverpool are a good side, and I think everyone's shocked that it was quite like that. But this is a mad thing, because again, I think about the Aston Villa game. We lose 7-2. We deserve to lose that game, no doubt in my mind. But I don't think we deserve to lose at 7.
Deflection.
Exactly. There's like 3 deflected goals in that game. Now we still should have then comfortably lost it regardless of the deflections. But that we didn't. To my mind, I don't think we had any goals like that in this game where you're like, oh, it became a comedy of errors kind of situation. We just we crafted, we worked, we grafted, and we crafted all of our goals.
We were clinical. We had 8 shots on target and scored 7 goals. You know what I mean? Because we were creating chances in the right way. We were getting the ball in front of their 6-yard, in front of their goal in the 6-yard box, just outside it, and knocking it in. And it just seemed to be very clinical from Liverpool, and everything we did, it was never wasted energy. It didn't feel like we were just messing around. Like, we picked the right opportunities to go forwards, and we picked the right opportunities and the right ball at the right time, and the finish was always there. It was a faultless display almost at times.
Yeah, no, absolutely loved, and so much to talk about from this game.
The best thing? It doesn't matter what anyone else does this weekend. They're all just going to be talking about Liverpool. And I love that.
No, 100%.
All over the Christmas period, it's how good Liverpool can be. And if they can do this when they've got no centre-halves and everything else, and Salah wasn't even playing and Kurt Jones got rested, doesn't matter what any other team does this weekend. We're the big news of the weekend.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly that. I couldn't agree more on that. And there's so much just in terms of like what's to come for the rest of the weekend. And like we know Spurs Leicester, so a team that's got ambitions of pushing Liverpool this season, one or both of those teams are going to drop points this weekend. So even if like Spurs have a good result, okay, well the team that's next best placed underneath are going to lose a little bit of ground on us. As we say that at time of broadcasting, this Southampton losing to City. That's the teams who are 4th and 5th, on a live table at the moment.
City were 1-0 up against West Brom.
Yeah, there's big games for all of these big teams. I think Everton are playing United maybe, but regardless, there's
Arsenal.
You're right. Yeah, sorry, it's the Mikel Arteta derby, isn't it? There's good teams are going to lose ground on us this weekend because we've fulfilled what we needed to
Arsenal,
do.
Though.
Even if they lose points. Right. Massive announcement actually for you guys right now. You're watching us live. Because it's Christmas and because we won't have a week off, it means we're going to do the Final Word show live. It's at what time are we on now? It is nearly 22. 4 p.m. live on the YouTube channel. If you are a YouTube member, a club captain or club legend level, you get access to that video. Members only. Live on here. So yeah, go and have a little break. Go and get the kettle on. Go and get yourself some food or whatever and pop back, and we're going to do the best part of an hour talking about Liverpool winning by 7 goals. Yes. So yeah, don't forget, you can upgrade your subscription or you can join one now. If you don't want
We're
to do
doing
that,
15 minutes on Sadio Mane being pissed off, by the way.
Yes.
I'm 100% doing that. And the cameraman stitching him up as well when he was in the stands. 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to talk more about the sparkling performance of Bobby Firmino. We're going to talk about the Trent and Arnold confrontation now, which just made Trent even better. We're going to talk more about the wonderful Bobby Firmino and his shin pads. We're going to talk about Sadio Mane and whether there's any issues over him fuming or whatever. Spoilers, no, but it's worth a chat anyway. Mo Salah's brilliance off the bench. Anything you want, anything you feel we've missed, let us know in the comment section here. And yes, we'll be back at 4 p.m. in a little bit. So yes, get yourself a membership here on YouTube. And if you are just the first teamer, you can upgrade it to Club Captain and get access to that show. Chris, cannot wait.
Can he wait, mate?
Can he wait indeed. Top of the table, up the top of the table, Reds. Have a very Merry Christmas.
7's heaven, baby.